Every problem's a nail when the only thing you have is a hammer. If all you have is a wrench, then let thy wrench be thy hammer. Did I stutter? Did I stammer? I'm not here like the rest of them seeking glamour. Look at that weird curly thing. It just goes on with my hair. It's the humidity in the south, and I don't give two flying shits, Mighty Joe. I'm just out on my porch having a beverage as usual. What you all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, sorry, anyway, I was commenting on the comments there in the opening. That was my opening for the day. I'll say right out the gate, Brian, not Bran, but the other one there, Mac, that I didn't write anything yet to that beat, but that thing you sent me would go really perfect with that Cheshire beat too. So I want to write something to that, and then we'll go from there. I'll get back with you on that maybe later today. But yeah, I just came for a little bit of afternoon hangs. I was watching, Mac and Bran argue in live time and space, so I figured I could go live and moderate. You guys love each other. We'll all sit in lotus position together, no pressure. We'll meditate and gravitate more towards the center. There's a dozen doors into this room of knowledge, at least. And a bunch of people that build a bunch of temples all over this earth believe these things. These gifts of knowledge are truth. There's monuments around the world in ancient times that were built that resemble each other on all continents. I'm talking about the pyramids and the representation of the pregnant mother goddess. Labyrinths. The list goes on, kid. Life's not what it seems. We read good books, but remember the authors knew different things, and they chose to write the words they wrote, and that's all they gave to you. So just read every book with a grain of salt, no matter what it is. Learn from it, from the highest amount, but remember that the book isn't the truth that the book is trying to point you to. Ooh, Mighty Joe, feeling so smooth, making love to the music because she loves me too. Yeah, you did write all the books, Mac. I see you. See, he's a ghostwriter. He wrote all the things. That's not true because there'll be a lot more vulgarity in all the books if you ghost wrote all of them. I was talking to a guy today or yesterday, real cool local guy who's getting some work done in North Carolina, and doing some cool stuff. And he was saying, he was like, yeah, man, I like your videos and stuff. I like your stuff. I really can't share them with a lot of people. And I was like, nah, it's cool. I get it, man. I'm kind of cursed like a sailor. I was like, it's not for kids. It's not kid friendly. So you don't want to put it on your Facebook, probably. You can share it through the back channels. I have to be relatively kid friendly because it's 5 o'clock and the neighbors are out with their kids on both sides. So I can't swear any worse than they would swear at their own children when they're mad at them. And I figure that's the rule. So if I drop an occasional fuck bomb, it's okay. But, try not to do it too often. But, shit and stuff like that. Normal speak. So good normal neighbors. It doesn't carry much unless they raise their voice. So unless I'm singing real high notes, I think it'll be all right. My voice carries weird, though, because it's got a bass tone. So, yeah, don't swear. I know I don't swear at kids. I just, occasionally the words slip out of my mouth. I try and be more conscious when I'm around the youngins, but like I said, if their parents are already dropping certain swears, then I'm like, oh, okay, I can relax. It's like, it depends on your friends. Like, you meet your friends, you go over your friend's house for the first time and like hang out with them and the kids and stuff, or whatever, you're having dinner, and then like, it's like you don't know what to expect, but then it's like, they're like, you old bastard, get up there, clean your fucking room, and you're like, oh, okay, I can relax. These are normal people. It is what it is. Try and keep that to a minimum. It actually makes you a better rapper if you don't swear, and a lot of people say that. I do use it a lot as a clutch word, swearing, but it's also punctuation and like a hip hop style if you want to do it like that, especially if you're mad. But Lost is laughing at me. He's laughing at Brian. All right, so Brand's saying like he needs life's pain to teach him further, grant me to stronger discipline. So I'm gonna make a joke about that first. Do you like whip yourself? No, I'm just kidding. But like so in yoga, there's what's called tapas. And tapas is like the fire of life. Like the fire of work. Like one of my neighbors on the other side here, him and his son are out like building some kind of tent. Like, it's hot out, and that's good. That's the tapas, he keeps up on his lawn. That's a tapas. We all try and, if you work hard, just going to work, that's a tapas. That's a fire. It's a flame. And every little flame that you step into purifies you just a little bit more. Like adulting is tapas, and just like trying to do things, it's concentration. It takes concentration. It takes energy. It takes discipline. It takes, I love that South Park where it's all about like, I think it was about AA and stuff like that, and like, how like basically the whole thing like summed up with like Cartman learning martial arts and like karate teacher being like, you lack discipline, and that's it. It's like if you want to conquer any demon in your life, if you're going through any struggle, the key to that is discipline. And people aren't expected to know how to be disciplined because a lot of people weren't taught, but you can learn discipline, and there's lots of different avenues that teach that, whether it be martial arts, whether it be yoga, whether it be picking up archery, painting, writing. Anything that takes time and concentration develops discipline. But concentration can be learned too. When I was younger, they didn't really like actively identify people with like ADD and ADHD as much as they do now. And I was kind of the generation before that being a major diagnosis that was kind of pushed. But really what it was I was distracted, like constantly in my attention, and I lacked the ability to focus, the ability to concentrate. And concentration, again, is something you can learn, you can teach yourself. In yoga, they have another exercise called Charatakam, or candle gazing. You just sit and gaze at a candle flame. You relax your eyes, you don't think, you don't blink, you just stare and you let your mind be empty. And in that moment, you're developing concentration. And the longer you can stretch that out, the longer you're concentrating on just that one thing, the candle flame. Now, it can be your breath, it can be a thought, it can be a prayer. If you stick to a certain religion, go ahead and do your rosary, but do nothing but think of that rosary, whatever it may be. So my channel will be fun if I get censored, because like, what is my channel? I rap and I talk about like religion a lot and like history, and we do talk about politics, but I'm not like a current event news guy. I did that one video because I wanted to get out that connection I saw, and I've connected to some people and stuff, but I think that's what got me the invasion of the bots. But I post some shit on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Real Mighty Joe on Twitter. I basically retweet a lot of stuff, but my feed is kind of a resource for like articles and things that are interesting. A lot of stuff that like our favorite people talk about. If I'm active on Twitter, I'm retweeting a lot of stuff. It depends on the day and what I'm doing. I don't use it as much as I used to. To be honest, I really love the Discord chat stuff. Telegram's cool, but like someone was saying earlier, it's pretty disorganized. Like if you look at all the different ones, like Discords are cool because like the servers serve a purpose, and it's like it kind of helps to like organize the information in a really convenient way. Especially the people who have like neat servers that they actually put stuff on. I don't really use my server, but I will eventually. Yeah. Hold on, what's this guy saying? Nobody wants to be forced into anything. What are you guys talking about being forced things? I was just talking about developing concentration. I think I'm missing these guys go off in the chat, man. It's like a married couple. Anybody who watches this later, we have Lost in Space and Brand in the chat there. Basically, like the most amazing bromance in the Discord and the most entertaining thing. As far as their back and forths, they're quite good. I really got to upgrade my technology so I can do like a live stream and get them both on to argue with each other, because it'll just be brilliant to hear a Canadian and a Scotsman arguing. I'll have to like drink some whiskey and turn my Boston up to like 10 just to make it extra entertaining accent wise, Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. You guys are all fucking over the place, man. I can't keep up with the chat. Like, you guys are like, like I said, they're bickering in there with each other. They love each other. I just provided a space for them to talk in live time while someone else does something else to distract them. Because that's what we all do. We're just a community of weird people streaming crap on the internet. But no, I feel good. You know, I talked, like I said to a local guy here, and there's cool stuff happening here. There's good stuff. He's talking to the right people, and you know, we got moves. We're moving and shaking all over the place here, and it's really all about just like everybody. I think over the last year and change, and this bends beyond political affiliation, has felt government overreach. And if we don't push back against that as a group of people united, then there's no way that they're ever going to give us any level of freedom back. We have to say, hey, you guys reached too far. This is where it stops. It stops now. Here's the Constitution you swore by. I mean, we have to utilize the bar legal system to some extent and attack it that way. We also have to use these affidavits and notices and stuff, especially when dealing with local school committees and things like that. Be like, hey, you don't have a right to like vaccinate my child without my consent and things like that. I'm sorry, that's a medical decision, and they should not be doing that in schools. I'm against that. And if I get my channel moved down and give 10 shits, I'm Real Mighty Joe everywhere. I'll get a Cloud Hub or I already have a Gab. I think I can start a Gab TV for free. I haven't done that yet. The one I want to check into is Odyssey. From what I hear, Odyssey will back up the entire YouTube all by itself for free. So I'm going to do that maybe. But I'll be around, guys. They won't take me out. So I'm not going to be one of those people that talks in code words or any of that crap. I'm a poet. This is my art, you know. And again, you know, if I can't talk about what I want to talk about, then what's the point of talking on anybody's platform? They don't deserve me as a product that they can advertise on or do whatever the hell they do. Logging my hours of watch time, keeping new people on their platform, you know, getting their numbers up to sell back to advertisers. Even if I'm not monetized, all of my view hours are things that they show potential advertisers as an enticement to advertise on the platform, you know. I have 50 subscribers, so I don't have enough to like be monetized and whatever, all that crap. And to be honest, even if I do have enough to be monetized, I won't monetize my channel because it's just another reason for them to snoop around. You know, when I start doing stuff like when me and Max start getting a little more serious and like we'll release a couple tracks together, but we wanted to do like a crowdsourced album, I'll just do like a GoFundMe for like a project and like promote that through my videos if I have a specific thing I want to do and I want to crowdsource any like support for it, you know. But I don't see the point of like trying to monetize my crap right now on this channel, especially I don't support the censorship, so I'm not going to monetize on it. I'm not going to give them the chance to take money off of that monetization, you know. So, shit, I mean, I'll put up, what do they call it? There's like, I'm behind the times on all the fucking techie shit. I've been learning a lot since I've just even started streaming. I'm behind the times. Like I said, I'm slow to learn. I work too much. Don't have time to research it much, so I know I got friends in the Discord who are pretty good at helping people set up like the OBS and stuff. Like, so I've downloaded like all the stuff. I just don't know how to use OBS properly. I'm having an issue with that, and it could be because my Windows upgraded and I had to like uninstall, reinstall everything. And I think I've done that with everything now. But anything that use like a microphone or a video camera, it made me uninstall, reinstall, which is pretty sketch. It means I'm tapped, but I don't really give a shit. I've been tapped forever. I like, you know, during 9/11, like shortly after and all that stuff, you know, I was researching, you know, people in cults and stuff because I was studying yoga. I was finding truth. I wasn't raised in a religion. So I was reading all these different religions and I didn't want to be misled truth. And so what I did is I studied people that had been misled and studied their stories and listened to them. And that gets back into listening to a lot of victims and how hard that is, you know, because it's tough to listen to people who have been victimized and stuff. But it's important to hear their story, hear their pain, and understand how it got there and how they were easily led to that position. So I've always kind of looked at everything with a lens of skepticism. And then, I was living in yoga societies, like two different nonprofit yoga organizations during like the Bush years. So I was totally on the watch list for that. And then, I've always kind of been the alternative of what's going on, regardless of political. I've always been an independent too, but I voted for people left and right, throughout time. It depends on the person, really. And who's doing what? I find that the center Democrats are just kind of dissolving. More independent Democrats, but anyway, politics. Waste of time sometimes, what does politics really mean? To break it down, there's two words. You got poly, which means many, and then you have ticks, which means blood-sucking critters. Insects. Same with the news. I watched an interesting video today, and the guy was talking about you can file FCC complaints to your local news and to cable news and stuff, and that was actually a pretty cool angle. I really liked that. Hurricane posted that one. That was dope. I was like, yeah, that's a good point, because it is an FCC violation if they're directly lying, So, solutions. Can we focus on solutions together? I guess that was kind of the guy's main criticism also, is that like people are taking up people's time with YouTube channels, not focusing on solutions. Now, my channel doesn't ever purport to be that. Really, I'm more of an entertainment channel, but I do agree with what he said there, that even as just someone who wants to focus on entertainment, I think it is important to talk about important shit, And so I think the most important thing we can do is get involved locally. Like, who is your local selectman? Who is your mayor? Like, look at your local board of elections. Look at your school committees. These are things that a lot of people have just been sleeping on forever. And the longer we sleep on that, the longer there's going to be good public debate back and forth. And I think people are tired of politicians, and I think business owners are more qualified to run this country than politicians are, to be honest. A lot of them, and more people that have been majored in therapy their whole life. People have done all sorts of things. I mean, like, there's so many things. Like, everybody has talents to bring to the table, and there's a lot of jobs in running a country that take different qualified experts and the people that have been there 20, 30 years. I think the number one thing across the board is term limits on every position. I think that's something that most people agree with. We'll see. Except for the people that are in office, they don't agree with it so much. Well, that's we have to get people. We can get them removed from office for dereliction of duty. I mean, you've seen it with some of the school boards. They ask them to vote. The people petitioned with enough people to force them to vote. And I forget what state this was in, maybe Arizona somewhere or something. And they refused to vote on the mask thing. And the school board adjourned the meeting and walked out. And they were like, well, screw you. We're going to elect a new emergency board meeting because we asked for this vote to be finished today. And they elected a new board meeting, passed it unanimously. That's the power of the people. That's the power of the people when we actually get together locally to change things locally. And that's what we really need to focus on. Is the big picture is important, but it's a town by town, precinct by precinct, county by county solution to figure out this mess and fix it. Because bottom line is that 80% of all voters, or some shit, 70-something percent of voters, a large portion of voters don't trust the results of the election, and that's like bipartisan, So there's an issue there, and I'll give you another one. Is 90% of all statistics, 99% of all statistics are made up on the spot, I believe, or something close to that. It's a very important one to remember. This is all fiction. Mighty Joe just spitting my diction. This is just a word soup on word loop. When I start spitting like this, I feel like a Christian again, bathing in the river of sticks before my death, saying, praise Jesus, praise Muhammad, praise Buddha, praise Yeshua, however you want to say it. I'll praise my sisters, I'll praise Saraswati and Lakshmi and Radha. I'll praise the crone mother. I'll praise them all. I'll praise Venus, the pregnant mother goddess kind. I'll talk about the labyrinth and how that's intertwined inside your mind, and it keeps both sides even when you walk forward and backward in that pattern. It's the same way with regulating your breathing. This is the shit that schools should be teaching, but they're not. They're teaching you to get fat on goddamn products loaded with a bunch of things that ain't food. It's only FDA approved because they're trying to poison you. Mighty Joe spitting the truth in his raps until they try and shut my gap. You can see me with one head cut off, pop on 9 other fucking channels all around the internet and start to roar and shake the whole foundation of all of it. I will not quit doing this. I will spit my truth, and I am never afraid of it. Freestyling off the top of my head, more brave and pointed than most people sit and scribbled in their notebooks for days and days, crossing out words and re-editing it to make it sound congruent. Yeah, I got that 4/4 bars somewhere hidden in there, but I'm also playing the djembe, banging that shit with my fingertips in ancient African rhythms that bring me back to the caves when I lived that life and I was painting on that wall. Aliens invading, remembering that shit? Nah, is that a conspiracy theory at this point? I don't know what's happening because the next thing they're going to be talking about is aliens invading. All the last year, it's a year late, but that's right because we're right here, right now. Calendar checked off with a red marker on the countdown. Mighty Joe just playing with the sounds. I like to play with nouns. I think my language has been cleaner. Tell me if I drop left swears. I hope I did right there, but that's all right. I'm not as prepared. I'm never prepared, but I'm never scared. You can put me in a cave with a cave bear, and I'll be right there just trying to pet him. And my last words will be like, "Here, doggy. Come on, you big dog. Let me pet you." Yeah, it'll be something like that. I'll freestyle for masses. Nice. I'm gonna let you guys chit chat and entertain each other in the chat while I go get myself something to wet my whistle. See if I got another rap or two for you guys. Poke the beer. Oh, poke the bear. Yeah. Which one? Same thing, right? Poke the beer with a bear. I would try to get the bear drunk, probably. That's what I would do to protect myself from a bear. I hope I'm not too loud over here, brother. Hey, he's good. Very good. I don't think he can hear me. Maybe he can. I hope everybody hears me right in the long run. That's the secret. I'm just like a goddamn dude who was hanging out alone in a cave with a pot of gold. And when I opened it up, the pot of gold or the chest or whatever it was wasn't even gold at all. It was really just books written with true words and knowledge and poetry, and I absorbed them like I was that man in that book in 1984. Maybe it started back in 1983. Maybe it was like Anthem finding it in the sewer grate, reading the words that were great and remembering. I don't know if those books will even be taught again in high schools, but I read both of them. I read a bunch of things that are banned books now, and banning books now just gives us a real bad look now. No way, no how, don't peek behind the curtain. I am dumb, deaf, and blind in my mind. Stupid. I'm just a poet, just a wordsmith, spitting words that didn't exist so together in this exact rhythm and phrase and cadence ever before. I spoke it and won't ever again, because there's no way I can memorize all of this. It's just gibberish. It's just my way of praying, spitting my words to the wind. This is my reason for existing. This is me giving it everything. I remember every teaching I was ever told, and if I'm bold enough to let it slip out my mouth, then it's like I'm holding a boulder of the earth now. I'm just supporting it on my shoulders, just like Atlas, and I'm not going to shrug it. I'm not going to forget it. I will hold it there. perfectly still until I die and the next man rises to take my place with it. There's no grace in it. Most people don't even notice it. They just keep going about their daily lives, their daily choices, drinking that Starbucks, smoking those overpriced cigarettes like I do. Shit, that pack's empty. At least I got another stereotypical white dude. Always got another pack. At least that's what they say. I don't know if it's a fact or not. I'm lost in space like Mac, but he's my dog. I mean, it's happening already. I mean, censorship, to censor a word, to make public discussion taboo. And again, it hasn't happened on the law books yet. They're trying to use the public pressure. And that's what they do with ideas that they can't get successfully passed in the government, is they apply loud public pressure on the idea, even if it's a small group of people. They're very good at making it look like everybody thinks that on social media with the way they manipulate algorithms. I mean, anybody who's paying attention can see that shit. Yeah, I live in North Carolina. They're not bad, but they're going up too. And the taxes, the Biden administration put a federal tax on cigarettes. I believe it went up like 50 cents a dollar, like nationwide or some shit, maybe. I mean, I enjoy smoking. I'm gonna keep smoking. It's fun for me. I'm not here to live forever. I'll tell you that. Speaking of which, there you go. I'm not going to live forever. At some point, that golden thread between me and the heart of God will be severed forever. I'll float like a soul lost in the wind. Where will I go? Will I rise up or float down or stay right here? Is that just a visualization to explain things that are beyond our understanding? Probably. There's truth to it. There's a mood to it. There's a way that you actually feel it, remember it deep in your beingness. Nahi, nahi, not this, not this. The wise one said, even the wise among us fear death, or so they say. I guess I'm a fool, because I don't really feel that afraid. Maybe I'll get the chills. Maybe I'll get scared when the moment comes, but I'll know deep from somewhere else that my moment has come. I'll welcome it and I'll say, Trayambakam Yajamahi Sukandi Pushtipatanam Irva Rukabiva Mandanan Irva Swaha Swaha. And I'll let myself slide on to the next one, on to the next rhyme, on to the next rhyme, or at least I'll try, unless they get sucked down. And then I'll do my penance and I'll rise again. Do my time on this plane, and according to Christians, maybe eventually get my angel wings. We'll see. I guess it depends on how good Mighty Joe learns to sing. Hey. Thanks, bud. Yeah, you like that one, huh? Also, I said I'm not going to live forever. That golden thread that ties my heart to God will one day be forever severed, I believe, if I can remember correctly. I freestyled it. You'll have to go back and listen, but I think that's my best recollection of that. Something like that. That's the beauty of freestyle. I go back and listen to it too, and I'm like, wow, that was good. Who the hell said that? That guy can rap. Write that one down. See, I can go back and write them down. That's the magic of the internet, I guess. Unless YouTube would remove this one for violating community standards. Like, subscribe, share, press the buttons. fuck around. I love you guys. I have fun with it. That playlist over. I've been listening to that playlist off and on. That one's a good one. I'm going to put on another one. You got an hour-long playlist. That'll be more than enough because I'm not going to go. How long are we at? 30 minutes? Yeah, holy fine. Structure up into verses. You got the 4-4. I got you, Scotsman. We'll do it. Nice. Good one, Brand. See, you went back and quoted it for us. Look at that. See, Lost? Now he's quoting me like Jesus. Just fucking with it. Now, here's the thing, too. I want to say this real quick. You know, like about the Christians, you know, I was listening to some stuff today. They're all like talking about like, you know, the time Jesus is kind of come back and like what to do until he comes back. And it's like, I think everybody who's a Christian, who's been a Christian for the last 2,000 years gets hyped up like, he's going to come back today. He's going to come back tomorrow. All this crazy stuff's going on. It's like, I don't think he'd want you to do that. I think what he would have wanted you to do based on what I've read is he would want you to be there and represent his values and be his voice, you know, and take care of the problems in the way that you could imagine he would have done, you know, which could include grabbing a whip and whipping people out of a temple. It was not off the table. Flipping tables over, whipping people is on the list of things that Jesus would do, just for the record, you know. I respect that. And he only did it to the money changers. That's a fun story. Charging people to pray, charging people to worship, charging people the truth, right? Crazy times we live in always, but I think that's kind of the plight of humanity always. It's always crazy times, you know, so we just got to learn to grow and ride with the times and do our best to keep the things that are important together. You know, the Bhagavad Gita, it talks immediately about like, you know, when the family unit decays and breaks down, like the world falls into lawlessness and chaos. And I think that that's the most important thing we have is the family unit. And beyond that, our community, our neighborhood, our tribe, our larger communities and our larger communities. And so that's kind of a fun thing, you know, like I kind of never got involved in local politics, but it's like, who are the people like making all the decisions locally? Like, are they the best person for the job? And it's fun to look into that, you know. There's people doing good work, and we just got to find each other, you know. And again, my stuff's entertainment purposes, YouTube. So don't you be me. And if you are me, then screw you, as the Scotsman would say. Yeah. Man. 33 minutes. And there. Oh yeah. Occupy till I come. Yeah, see, someone said that verse today. What is that one? That's Luke's my dude. I like Luke. 9:13. No, you're good, dude. You're good. That was good. See, don't be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at yourself. If we both read all the Game of Thrones, there'd be certain parts I remember and certain parts you don't too. But you got that one. See, I'm nowhere near as well read. I read the book quite a long while ago, and I read like lots of quotes. So, you know, thanks to you guys and different folk. You know, and I mean, it's just part of being in the South. There's a large Christian culture here that you know, like shares like, you know, tasteful, like really good verses. I love good verses of any religion. You know, so I'll sit and read Rumi all day. He's a Sufi poet. You know, I've hung and prayed with the Sufis. You know, praise Shiva. I've prayed with the Christians. You know, I've prayed with anybody and everybody. I've done Celtic stuff. You know, like I said, labyrinth walks and different rituals. And So, yeah, all different kinds of stuff. Anything that leads you closer to truth or like makes you calm, makes you feel spiritual, I think it's a positive thing for everybody to expand and diversify. It's just like martial arts, right? There's no one true martial art. You can benefit from studying from the kung fu guys. You can benefit from studying from the Thai kickboxing guys. You can benefit from studying, all these different groups of people. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, those guys, everybody. We have stuff to teach each other. You got your strikers, you got your sneaky people, you've got your ground folk, wrestlers. It's all good to learn from each other. You can specialize, but it's always good to see what the other people are up to as well. There's many ways to write. Dude, Game of Thrones is a good read, man. The show's a disappointment, and they haven't finished the series yet. The last book still isn't out, so it's like prepare to be disappointed again because George R. R. Martin hasn't finished like the last book at all. So, but it's it's such a better read than the show. The books were incredible, all of them, really. One of them stalls a little bit, the fourth one a little bit, but it gets really good at the end, and then the fifth one makes up for it. But the sixth one is the one that nobody's seen yet. Yada yada yada. I love good dark fantasy stuff and shit like that. I nerd out on a bunch of that shit. But I haven't really had a lot of time to read books and stuff. I have done some audiobooks, which has been fun. Cause I have a lot of time at work where I'm operating machinery and I'm there for long hours. So I can listen to podcast in one ear. I can listen to an audiobook in one ear. It kind of keeps my brain slightly occupied while doing incredibly repetitive stuff. Well, he hasn't been finished yet, man. It's not over yet. The show chose the finish line, but that wasn't his ending. So he's already said that he's going to end it differently. But yeah, no, I've been really into that. I listened to a good one to listen to. I listened to what is it? I just the Thomas Paine book there, Common Thoughts or whatever. Yeah, I read that. I've listened to that one. I've listened to some stuff by Benjamin Franklin, some of the old stuff, because there's a lot of historical stuff that's up on there. There's a free YouTube channel that has a bunch of historical books that you can listen to for free. Yes, all the Thomas Jefferson letters, all that kind of stuff. It's been fun to listen to all that shit. I listened to some Andrew Carnegie's biography, Donald Trump's Thinking Grow Rich, Thinking Grow Rich by, I read Thinking Grow Rich back in the day, but I've only listened to it recently. And I listened to Andrew Carnegie's biography. I've listened to a bunch of different books. Common Sense, yeah, Thomas Paine, Common Sense, yeah. So I listened to the audio version of that, someone reading it out loud, really well done. Excellent to do that, and I'd probably listen to it again, to be honest, yeah, a couple more times. And then Ben Franklin's autobiography, I listened to that, and then he had some papers I listened to too. It kind of got me off on a thread of listening to a lot of that stuff for a while. I went in a whole binge for a week on that stuff. And I started learning about the stock market, trading and stuff. Kind of went on I go on rabbit holes of my listening and areas of interest. But it's really just fascinating how everything kind of weaves together. The more you study, more areas of study, the more you see kind of a full picture of how everything's connected. Yeah, and then Nikola Tesla, I listened to a bunch of his stuff too. That was another fun rabbit hole. Yeah, there's a lot of good rabbit holes out there if you want to go into the audiobook realm of stuff, which is good for people that don't have time to actually sit and read books all the time. There's some really good, well done audiobooks that are free source, stuff out there. These 900 things. Chilling on the Mike and Joe show, doing Lazy Sunday broadcasts. My cigarette. I'm looking for add a thing that was good for and woman, and anybody else who wants to be identified as whatever else. Just go ahead. Do your thing. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, Nikola Tesla brand is a fucking really excellent rabbit hole of like thought. Fun Einstein quote is when someone asked Einstein one time what it felt like to be the smartest man in the world, or the smartest man alive. He said, I don't know, you should go ask Nikola Tesla. Now, Tesla was on some stuff, man. We're like, what our cutting edge science is right now is like scratching the surface of some of the stuff that Tesla was talking about years ago. I mean, for real. I mean, that's true. It'll take us a while to get there. We'll get there, though. And true story that, I mean, it's been circulated as a meme and stuff, but there is a true story that Donald Trump's uncle, who was at MIT, at the same time James Woods was, or at least James Woods studied under him at one point, so they're connected that way. But John Trump was the guy who got to review Nikola Tesla's papers before and decide what was to be classified and what wasn't. That is a true story. He's one of the only people who actually got to see all of it. Yeah, you can Google that shit. That is real. Even Google can't censor that one. It's funny, like, if you can point something out that you can still Google, and Google can't even censor, because, like, yeah, that's fucking true shit. Like, yeah, that's historically a fact. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's an absolutely true story. Yeah. There's rabbit holes and rabbit holes and rabbit holes. I love conspiracy theories because, like, they lead you to things that are true. Like, in order to make any good conspiracy theory, they gotta like tie some truth in there, to make it work. And so, even if you take any random conspiracy theory and you start looking at the components, you can start looking up like, did this person actually work for this company? Like, oh, they did. And then you do your own little thing, and you'll be like, oh, well, that company works for this company, and I'm like, oh man, there's some truth there. Like, that actually is, they're just trying to tie it to aliens, which is stupid or a distraction, but there's a truth where money went from this corporation to this corporation, and there was a bribe involved and a scratching in the back. I mean, like, really, like, anybody who's ever gotten into conspiracy theories, it's like, avoid all of the weird topics and pay attention to the flow of money, pay attention to the people scratching each other's backs and the same nonprofits and non-government organizations. Look at that stuff. That's all it takes. There's a woman out there named Corey Diggs who's excellent. I highly recommend her videos. Well, not even videos, blogs. I think she has her own website, like CoreyDiggs.org, something like that. But find Corey Diggs. And then she has a couple of blog posts specifically about how to be a really good researcher and how to figure out kind of the flow of the money and stuff, and how to utilize the internet to your advantage, all that kind of stuff. But be proficient in all the Google flu or whatever. Yeah. What else we got in here? We got 3 people. I only got 2 of them talking. It's probably Hurricane listening. She was entertaining kids and being their techie. Glad y'all came and fucking hung out. I'm not done yet, but I will be done in about 10-15 minutes. I'll try and keep them around an hour or something. And then you'll see me wherever the hell you guys go next, Right, exactly. That's a good point. So Brand says, basically don't get carried away with the giant leaps of logic when it comes to conspiracy theories. And that's where you always have to be cautious. Like, there are terrible things happening in the world, and so, but a lot of times people like to pull on your heartstrings with conspiracy theories. That's where I think like personalities like Alex Jones and things like that can become a distraction, become dangerous to some extent, because what they're doing is taking legitimate information and twisting it and making it sound extreme. And the mainstream media does that left and right as well. They take a legitimate claim or a legitimate concern, and then they shoot the messenger. they shoot the person who raises the legitimate concern. And I think that that's just the dumbest, most childish media tactic. And if they're going to keep playing like that, they're going to lose the media war because they won't have as many people paying attention to them anymore. People will be turning them off to watch random people that we watch on YouTube, because even if YouTube censors them, there will be a place for them to go tomorrow. I mean, there's plenty of places, and we'll go with them because people don't want to hear this crap anymore. And all we're doing is we're watching the crap that they're putting out, and then we're discussing it too. So it's really a discussion about, hey, this is the narrative. What do you think? What do you think? And talking to real people that sometimes know a lot more about what they're talking about than the talking head on the TV. So I think we're doing something pretty brilliant here. I'm not necessarily a part of that, but I'm here as the cheerleader. Like I said, I'm here to just kind of be like Bert. I'm here to just give you guys all a place to chill and hang and think about it all together. It's I think we're witnessing a thing that it's one of those situations where bit by bit, piece, but it's a death by 1,000 cuts of truth. The narrative, the fake narrative, is going to be cut by 1,000 cuts of truth, and it's not going to stand up to it. It's not going to be able to survive it. He will. He's been, recouping. He had big ass knee surgery. And he's been doing some stuff, but he's cool. He's been up in the Discord and stuff. He's around. Bert will be back. I'm sure he will. Bert's yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Bert's Corner is cozy. It is. Bert Gummer Live. If you don't know who he is, subscribe to his channel. Absolutely. Everybody who's in this live chat knows who he is, but other people watch this later, so those folks check out that too. It's kind of how it works. We like frog, skip it, and jump between each other's channels. It's like I find a channel, somebody talks about another channel or showcases another channel. Like, oh, that's a cool channel. I start following that guy. Next one, and it's a great team of people. It's a great group of people, and talented people. Some of the yeah, about the Bronx. Yeah. Talented people though, too. They all got different amazing talents, and it's kind of fun that everybody's kind of united through this like way that we've all connected to each other, but at the same rate, we all have just such different diverse ideas and talents and interests. It's a lot of fun kind of connecting to everybody. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's our papa. He's the dad of the movement. We got in my vision, from the group of people that I'm most connected with, I would say that Bert Gummer's our dad and Indy's our mom. And then we got Uncle Bumblebee and a couple others, and then Uncle, and some of them other folks. But it's a big family. It's growing every day. Going on over here. Man, I was looking at a Discord notification, and Bones Mama just posted a thing about how to make and browse Freedom of Information Act requests. That looks like something very interesting to check out in her Discord there, so check that out, guys. I guess the show is getting close to being over, Mighty Joe. I'm just a guy getting older by the day. I came to say what I had to say, but I didn't know what I had to say before I opened my mouth and I started saying it. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. That's my truth. That's my magic. That's my mojo, my voodoo. That's how I'd like to bring it to you. If I was a monkey stuck in a cage, I'd be flinging my own doo-doo. They call it flung doo. This is my kung fu. This is how I come to you. Never stopping it, dropping it, rocking it, non-stop in hip-hop, freestyling off the top of the dome, stuttering, laughing at myself because I think it's funny. This is me, just hopping around like the ether bunny. Yeah, that rabbit's got teeth and fangs. You see the bones, man. Monty Python. Monty Python. Too right. Silly walking through reality. Just trying to figure it out. Nighty night. This is me just trying to keep it tight. Trying to keep the crowd hyped because this is what I want to do with my life. I want to spit music that makes people sway right and left while they learn a thing or two. I'm just here. Like I said, spit my lung do. Mighty Joe Kung Fu. As it comes to you. A humble man, I understand. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I'm worse than fucking back and ran. But that's alright because I can stand to be witness to my truth, and I can stand all the attacks against. I'm not afraid. I march forward like a line of army ants, but I'm the queen directing every individual ant, and each one is just a thought, a syllable that slips from my head when I speak this shit. I get it. That land of that never born, never dead. Hey. Graveyards and gravestones remind me of life. Flowers that are filled with life remind me that life is fragile, and it's only a drop in the pan, a flash in the bucket, and then it's on to the next one or nothing. I don't know what's next. No, nor do you. Let's go. That's my Nordic soup. Who just dropped some interesting stuff, Indy? I gotta check that out. I'm about 9 minutes out. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it to an hour and 8, something like that. Probably do one more rap or two. I'm gonna run inside for a second. Let me know if my swear meter is still on point. Oh, Bones Mama just dropped some cool stuff. All right, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah. Or you're talking about what I was talking about, which is also cool. Oh yeah. How's it going, folks? Sorry, took a second. Lizard, be drained. How y'all doing? Let's make it rain. Mighty Joe, I came to explain, like I said before, things that I haven't even thought yet. That's the magic of all of this. When I jump into freestyle, it's like I'm swimming in the deep waters, and I'm just stroke after stroke, just spitting poem after poem. Don't know where the flow's gonna go. I'm just listening to the beat, just letting it be the concrete under my feet, and I'm just walking, describing what I see. Blind to the colors of the world, I learned to paint with these words. If you let me, I'll paint you the most beautiful pictures you ever heard. That's a little scribble I wrote when I was 18, and I've started to live up to it. 37 years old, I guess that's a bit longer than that, almost 2 decades. Not afraid. I'm less afraid than I've ever been. Walking with more courage day by day. Because life is constantly affirming through synchronicity. The path I'm on is the path that I need to be. And I see that recognition around me with everything that I speak. Every little blessing shines upon me with my eyes closed and wrapped like this. If you stick me in a booth, I'll be a raptor creeping around the corner. You're just a little kid, scared as shit. But when I come up, you realize that you can pet me and I'm friendly. Yeah, I'm big. I'm scary. The ideas I represent, you may not be prepared to think about. Maybe the things you've been thinking about your whole life, and I sound like a voice inside of you speaking for the first time, and you can hear it. Mighty Joe gifted with the lyrics because I am willing to listen and give it voice. It's just mine. At least I think it is. It comes to me and it sounds like me when I spit it open my mouth, but maybe it's not me. Maybe it's just a blessing that comes from far beyond me, like the Christians say or the Buddhists do. But either way, I'm just here. I don't know about you. I'm drinking my Yoo-Hoo and I'm trying to stay strong on my bones. That's a lie. I don't drink that fucking crap. But I do drink soda. It sucks. I drink beer and I smoke cigarettes like a freight train. But that's just me. I don't give a flying fuck. This is how I became. I'm doing much better, much more healthier than I ever did. I smoke really good cigarettes. I drink good beer. And I drink Mexican Coca-Cola whenever I can get it because it's got that real sugar instead of corn syrup. That's right, because I'll stop that record. I'll be like, no errors there, no skips, freestyle. Who's the voice of the muse? The voice of the muse is you. I'm live, Babadoo. Just creeping in the yard. Like a little magic fairy. Dressed in vintage clothes. Putting out her chair so she can get the sunbeams on her fair skin. Yeah. I love her, even if she walks all over me like a bear skin. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you piss her off, she'll wave a knife and yell at you in an intimidating way. I'm afraid. She's 5'2". I'm 6'2". That's the truth. She smiled and laughed at me. Yeah. So we got about 5-10 minutes left. And I'm gonna leave this space. My lady swings swords. She has swords. She has ninja swords. Like that's where the nickname comes from. Like we both yell "Babu" when we like enter the space. Just so it's like, and we just echo each other. It's like it's a warning. So like she doesn't come out with a ninja sword to get me, or worse. She has other things. I don't want any freedom seeds unexpectedly. Well, her dad's like the friggin' Army Airborne Ranger, and her grandfather's an Army Airborne Ranger, so it's a family of people that you're afraid of just in general. Like, and then like her mom is like the daughter of an Airborne Ranger and the wife of an Airborne Ranger, so like, she's a very scary individual in her own right. You just don't fuck with those people, you just stay on the good side. Good friends to have. I'm a good friend to have too, in my own way. I didn't do the same training they did, but I did my own things. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and like I said, I'm still intimidated. She's like a lifetime gymnast. Funny story, like I was teaching her like how to like do like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu technique. Like if I was on top of her, how to like grab and post up and like thrust with her hips and like do like a flip over, like roll over technique there. And I described it to her and like what to do, and she did it so proficiently that it launched me off the bed, and I landed between like the bed and the dresser. Like luckily on a pile of blankets, but I almost hit like a hardwood dresser like right next to the bed. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So she's strong. That's fun. I enjoy having a tough lady support. I couldn't deal with not that, she's got my back and my six as much as I got hers, Some guy's giving me a hard time. She'll be coming up behind him. He won't be expecting it. Yep. It's like a freaking hurricane in our Discord there. She's a badass tough chick. Same kind of crap. There's a lot of women out there that don't take any shit. Right on to all of them. I actually got asked the other day to potentially join a board of a nonprofit that'll be like an anti-bullying organization, and I was like, fuck yeah, I would do that. Like, you need a board member, somebody's trying to start it, their kids get bullied in school and they want to like put a stop to it. And I was like, yeah, like I was like, I'm a lifetime martial arts, but I'll be front and foremost, like if you want to do something like that, like I would say kids should learn like martial arts and discipline and how to protect themselves. I think that's something that kids should learn. Self-defense is an important part of growing as a human. Like, if you don't know how to protect yourself, you're kind of screwed, And I remember the day I knew it and learned it. Some dude tried to kick my ass and I couldn't have stopped him. He was years older than me. I was like 14. He was like 20 something, and he was drunk, ugly, and I was able to just kind of keep my cool and walk away fast enough to get around the corner and run as fast as I ever did my entire life. And realized I couldn't have stopped him if he wanted to get the bag out of me. I got home. My brother, first person I saw when I got in the house, I was real upset. I cried on the run home. I was fucking terrified. I walked in the house, I tried to clean myself up, walk in the house. My brother's like, hey, I was thinking about studying martial arts. If you want, I'll pay for you to take classes, And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. I went downstairs. I cried. I showed up to that first martial arts class with an intention to fucking learn. And I did. And I learned a lot of things, that's my story. So I did get bullied. I was a little guy. I was like 5 something. I was very tall. Gothic and shit. Nails painted, fucking spiked hair, face paint and shit. Stockings and ripped jeans. Fun stuff. But, so just do good work. I've started talking to people locally. I've started talking to people that aren't local but are doing good work that can be national, and just keep doing good stuff, Yeah, exactly. Well, this is someone trying to start a nonprofit, and I was like, I've been a board member on nonprofits, I could probably help you, do a little bit of this, and she's got some other people that are going to be helping her, but, I'm against bullying, fuck yeah, I can stand for that, fucking hate that, shit, and I think that's going on in schools, I think teachers are bullying students at this point, whether it's over masks or religions or political views or whatever else, there's an accepted narrative in school, and if you go against that narrative, you're picked on by the administration of the school, and that's a fucking issue. When I grew up in school, we had a really, really good history teacher and sociology teacher that gave us really the rundown of how everything works, the Constitution, the different political parties at the time that was relevant, what the parties were talking about and representing. I don't think kids are getting that two sides of the coin at all, and it's dangerous. It's truly dangerous, and I think people have been sleeping at the wheel, and I think that teachers seeing Zoom classes, because of the Zoom class thing, the parents actually see what the teachers are teaching their students. That's the only reason this is even getting looked at this year. 2021 has been a very interesting year so far. I'll say that. People are paying attention more than they ever have, and I'm happy about it. And the mainstream media continues to do some weird stuff, and Hurricane just posted, and the video she was posting before, we can actually make local FCC complaints against our local media agencies for violating the main part of the FCC, putting out misinformation and purporting to be a news channel if they're directly lying. And I think that's an incredible tool that we should all start using. And she said, and not she said, but the guy that the video that she posted earlier was talking about is they're going to stop lying real quick if they've got one or two of these complaints hanging over their head all of a sudden. They're going to start telling the truth real fast about what's going on in your local elections and what's going on into the recount stuff. All of a sudden they're not going to start telling the narrative as quick. And the local people can take the pressure. They won't be able to take the pressure as much as the big guys. I think it's an excellent way, an excellent path forward. Get the local media to tell the truth. So again, if this video gets deleted for me talking too many politics, blood-sucking critters, I'm sorry. But find me everywhere else. That should be my sign off for all of them, right? Basically, if I get deleted for that one, I'll take it as a badge of honor, and I'll see you on the next platform. I'll probably do one more rant before I sign off, because like I said, I was going to try and do 108 minutes, so we got about 2 minutes here. 3 minutes. Maybe I'll do 109, just make it 3 minutes here. One more song for the night. I guess this is Real Mighty Joe just signing off. Welcome to my squad. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my flock. I'm just a talking guy. I'm yapping off the top of my head. I don't want to be viewed as a prophet. I don't want to be acknowledged as a living embodiment of God, even though I see myself that way deep down inside personally, and that's how I like to pray. But I don't want to be acknowledged, because you're God too. And every rock and every pebble is, and every bird chirping is singing the same song that I'm singing, just in a different language. And I feel it all like it was my body. When I close my eyes, I become that entirely. And that's just the way I like to spit it, Mighty Joe. Just in it, fucking win it. Let's get it. End of my show. End of my flow. Like and share. Pass on to hip hop heads that might like this. Independent artists just trying to ignite this. I'm all down to work on that. We got the song. It's gonna be some whack, crazy fucking Cheshire cat bird in the back type nonsense. You're all gonna love it. We're just getting there. The glove fits. This is my niche. This is what I am meant to be doing in this time and space. It'll change. I know that my path has been crazy up to this day. I've done a lot of things. This is what I'm doing now. No way, no how will I be deterred. I love spitting these words. I love having fun with the crowd. I hope you enjoyed the show, Mighty Joe. I didn't even do no characters this time. This was just me being real Mighty Joe being real again. Just hanging out on a Sunday, having those feels again. Slithering through the water, electrifying the current like eels again. Come on. Anyway, that was fun. That was 108. I'll end it there. Good enough. Peace.